Alright everyone, I just finished watching episode 6 of The Last of Us, so here's everything I loved. I was gonna say here's my review, but I mean at this point it's really just what do I love with these episodes every week. So warning, there's gonna be spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled, make sure you drop a like, follow, then come back later. First and foremost, you didn't have to do that to start off the episode. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. Starting off the episode by making us relive the ending of last week's episode is a damn crime, and the showrunners need to be tried for making me feel emotions. So we pick up 3 months after the events of the last episode, with Joel and Ellie continuing their trek out west. It was really cool to see legendary actor Graham Greene in the opening scene, and it was also hilarious. His banter with Ellie was just so damn funny. After getting directions from Graham Greene and his wife, they set out west again, and we continue building on the relationship between Joel and Ellie. Side note, this episode from a technical perspective had some of the most beautiful shots I've seen in this series, and the cinematography in general this episode was just mwah, chef's kiss. It also helps when you film on location. I love the scene we get between Joel and Ellie when Joel's supposed to be standing watch, but he falls asleep, and he wakes up and Ellie's standing watch for him. These are the first early signs we get of Joel kind of losing it. More on that in a second. But from there, we end up in Jackson, and it's basically ripped straight from the game. And we get that really cool reunion between Joel and Tommy. Family reunion, yay! Which, you know, the happiness doesn't really last for long, because they end up getting into a heated conversation. Joel's essentially mad that Tommy started a new life without him, and Tommy's over here like, look man, I know life stopped for you, but it's not gonna stop for me. But this entire conversation was so tense and well acted, I loved it. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention when they first show up there and start eating, Ellie says, what? To this girl, and it's 100% Dina, setting that up for part 2. We also get a really cool character moment between Maria and Ellie, which she spills the beans about Sarah to Ellie, and from there we get one of the best acted scenes from Pedro Pascal. When him and Tommy make up for the fight earlier, he reveals that he's afraid. He's scared of failing, because up to this point, that's all that he's seen is failure. His daughter, Tess, Sam, and Henry. This is him just unraveling, and it's nice to see him show some emotions. Obviously with the one person he feels he can be vulnerable with, his brother. And it's in this scene that he asks Tommy to be the one to take Ellie to the Firefly since he knows the place best, which Ellie overhears this conversation. And we get the scene, tit for tat, the lost scene. This is probably the most famous scene in Last of Us history, and Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal nailed it. I got chills and teary-eyed by watching it. So damn good. You have no idea what loss is. But then they make up and make their way to Colorado, and the Fireflies are nowhere to be found. They do find some monkeys though, and they also find trouble. Joel gets stabbed, they make their great escape, and we end on a damn cliffhanger. Thank God I played this game. I don't know how you guys are gonna be able to wait a week. Is Joel gonna die? Who's to say? If only I knew.